gain ground, breaking bread and knowledge.
Yes!
All right, family, how are you? Another one. We're back again. Gain ground, breaking bread, and knowledge. Gentlemen and ladies, let me tell you something. We've been around, we've been going around, and each and every time we get to meet exceptional people. There's nothing so much more than to just meet another fellow human being who's doing wonderful things in the space of business. And today we have none other than a trailblazer. I checked the biography and damn, I am doing nothing. This woman is doing a lot. This woman is coming for everything. If I meet her in the next 5 years driving a Bugatti, I wouldn't be surprised because she's aiming for that. And her name is Sylvia Masego. How are you, ma'am?
I'm blessed. How are you, my brother?
Oh, she's blessed.
Highly blessed.
Definitely.
Beyond measure.
Oh, definitely. I agree with that. I agree with that. Welcome to Gain Ground. How are you feeling? I mean, we young boys trying to get the spotlight from you.
I'm feeling excited, and I think more than anything, I can already feel God's presence. So for me, that is everything.
Awesome, awesome. Definitely it's a blessed show today, gentlemen and ladies at home. You know what? I've been looking your background, and the more I look at where you're coming from, I don't really know much from what I found, and hence I thought it would be very, very, very beautiful to have you just tell us a bit of your background, where you're coming from, because just checking your profile to hosting Vus Tembekwayo. Guys, this is Vus Tembekwayo, a global icon. Can you just tell us who you are and where you're coming from?
Okay, I'm from Bosfontein in Komazi. I believe you know Komazi. I'm not sure if you've been to
I'm from
Bosfontein.
Komas.
Okay, so I'm from a village called Bosfontein in Komazi, and that's where I attended my primary school, and then high school. Where I attended Esekerland, and then because you know when you are from a background that is not so good as a child, you tell yourself that, you know, immediately when I complete my matric, I'm gonna get a job at Spa or somewhere. So, and then you just relax. So that was me back then, until one day after we got our matric results. There are people from the community that called us to say, to tell us that, you know what, you don't really need to have a lot of money in order for you to go to varsity. So there's NSFAS, there's this and that, because, unfortunate, but at least these days it's better. But back then, we didn't have a lot of information about how to apply at varsity and all those things. We thought that you'll go to varsity if, you know, your parents are well off and all that. So fortunately, I took that advice and I contacted the people that were attending at TEFLOP.
Mhm.
So I didn't even know what I wanted to study. I just knew that I wanted to be at varsity.
Okay.
So, and when I got there, because I was doing science studies, maths, and
Mhm.
all that. So when I got there, I said, I want to do whatever that is available.
Yes.
So fortunately, I got space to do nutrition. So that's where then I started doing nutrition. So I'm a dietitian,
Yeah.
and that's my first love, my first profession. So then I came back, because fortunately also the following year I managed to get the bursary.
Oh, nice.
So I managed to get NSFAS bursary, and I managed to push, and yeah, I managed to complete, and I was placed at Delmas. That's where I started working as a community service dietitian.
Yes.
Then I went to Temba Hospital, where I worked as a junior dietitian. Then at Tonga Hospital, I worked there as a senior dietitian.
Oh.
From there, I joined Right to Care, which is an NGO, as a district dietitian for Ehlanzeni, where I was doing a lot of nutrition in HIV and TB patients.
Yes.
And then from there, I joined the corporate in 2014. I joined Nestle. I worked for Aspen, Bayer. And I think that's where I got to be passionate about excellence. And I believe it opened my mind as well to think outside the box.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, when you are in a comfort zone, it's so nice. But I think naturally I'm a person that gets frustrated with the comfort zone. Maybe that is why I decided to do the job that I'm doing, because you know how stressful it is to organize an event. So yeah, then in 2015, that's where I discovered my love for events, and that's where I opened the events business. So I was doing it while I was working, until I felt that, no man, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
I can't focus anymore, because I'm a person that loves excellence. So I felt that now I can't focus at work and I can't focus on the business,
Yes.
because now my attention is divided. So that's when then I decided to take that leap of faith, and I said, you know what, let me trust God. Let me just try to do this and see.
Wow. I mean, guys, did you take notes? From everything that you just achieved, it's nothing but amazing. And I'm even afraid to ask, because you never ask a woman her age, but you've achieved quite a lot. And I do see that our technician Ronnie will need your help.
You mean I have a patient there already?
I
ne?
already have your
I'm
own patient
excited.
there.
I love patients.
Ronnie, you must make sure, man, you connect. Okay, let's just roll back from the childhood that you had and just accomplishing everything. How did you manage to do what you were doing? I mean, so much more work that you're doing. And as you have said, you're not somebody who's comfortable being in a comfort space. There's the family, and there's then being you, and then there's running the business, or running going to work as you're employed. How do you tackle that situation when you're just faced with so much pressure all around?
Sure, to be honest, it's very difficult to strike a balance. So, but, and I think growing up as well, because I remember that, when I came back from school, I would really take time to understand what we learned in class. I will go to the local teachers in my community to just, because my parents were not learned, so they couldn't help me with homework.
Yes.
So it means I had to go to local teachers for them to explain to me, okay, what does this mean? Can you explain to me, So because I always loved pushing myself.
Yeah.
So, and I think maybe that's where I see Guti, you know what it means. Very comfort zone has never been my thing because I always wanted to excel in whatever that I'm doing.
Yes.
So I'm from a family where we were 8 kids. Okay, with our parents, it means we were 10. It's a big family, and it was very nice. And I think also maybe what helped me to be the woman that I am today is my mom, because my mom, as much as she was not educated, but she was a very hardworking woman.
Yes.
She loved business. She started a lot of projects in our community. She started home-based care and orphanage. Like she did a lot to try and empower our community.
Yes.
So I would see her doing that, but also she was a present mom. And I always ask myself, how was she doing it? Because sometimes I feel like I'm failing as a mom because you have so much to do, you know?
Yeah.
So, but unfortunately, what I got to learn is that as much as we do try to strike a balance, but you can never, you know, achieve a stage where you're saying, you know what, I'm able to give maybe 30% of my time to my kids, 30% to my business. You can never reach that. So it fluctuates. And I think as women, sometimes you put pressure so much on ourselves to try and strike the balance. And I don't think you can ever achieve that. I think what's important is for you to be aware that you need to be intentional about trying to give each and every responsibility attention. Because sometimes, yes, especially when I have an event, the event will have to take priority. So, but like now, when I don't have an event, my kids has to take priority. And after my kids, you know, I must make sure that, okay, if it's not my kids, my family has to take priority because maybe there's this 1, 2, 3 that we need to achieve as a family. So I think that fluctuation as women, we need to normalize it and be okay, because I don't think you can ever manage to reach that balance.
That's what we call a superwoman. It's all about finding balance wherever you can find balance and just run with it, right? All right, let's look at it this way. Starting the event company, already I figure that you already had a bit of financial muscle on your side. But what are the challenges that you have faced starting such a big company that it is today? And how did you go about it to actually ensure its success the way it is today?
Okay. You know, one thing I love about this business is that all you need, it's an idea. So when I started the business back in 2015, I just loved organizing. So I started by organizing small events for people. And that's why I realized that, I'm actually enjoying this, because I think more than anything, I love serving. So, and in events, you get to serve people. So that is why I always tell my staff to say, if you don't have a heart to serve, then you don't belong here, because here in this company, events are all about serving, because as a host, you need to be a good host. You need to love people. So when I started the business, I didn't have any financial muscle or assistance. Even today, it's only recently that I managed to, recently that I managed to get some form of funding to buy some equipment that will help me for my events. But all along, that is why, with the events business, you should do it because you love it, not for the profit part of it. Because if you happen to make a profit, it's a bonus, you celebrate. But
is it?
Yeah.
Like you're telling me it's hard to make profits in this industry?
Very, very hard. It's very, very hard. Especially if you don't have maybe maybe sponsor or assistance from the government, because sometimes you'll see a poster with 10 logos, but you'll be surprised to know that sometimes all those 10 companies abagafagi even a cent.
And why are they there in the first place? Because you've put them there. Why are they there if they have not contributed?
Sometimes it's in-kind sponsorship. Sometimes someone will say, I'm going to give you maybe a 50% discount on this, or I'm going to give you spa vouchers, or I'm going to give you maybe promotional material, or I'm going to give you this and that. And you do need those things, because at least when you get those things, you are able to save some money.
Yeah.
Though some of the things, it's things that you can do away without. For example, let's say someone wants to give you maybe promotional material.
Yeah.
You can have an event without pens and all that, but it's a nice to have, because when you have those things, it also assists in enhancing the experience that your guests are going to have.
Yeah.
So it's a very, very hard business, and it's a very, very risky business, because before you can advertise, before I could advertise the event it means bekufuna ngibe ngibhadalile the venue, ngimbookile naye, and paid for this and that, and ngaleso sikhathi you don't have money, and it's not guaranteed that you are going to get sponsors or you're going to sell enough tables or tickets. So that is why it's a very, very risky.
So it's
business.
basically jump out of the plane without a parachute, and you'll see yourself how you
Yes,
survive.
yes, definitely. It is that kind of a situation, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. Tell me this. Given the circumstances the way they are, what was your biggest loss? To this day, you say, this is my biggest loss.
Sure. The biggest loss, okay, I think I once organized an event. I can't remember what year, but it was before COVID. It was a very big event. I think I had resigned from Aspen. So I took all my money that I got from
You're kidding.
I'm telling you, from my pension fund, and I fell with the hope of, what, this event is
Skomota.
yeah, this event is going to, we are calculator, excited, we've done this and this and that, just imagine all the money. And by then I was married. So fortunately, the person I was married to, Shem, was very supportive. So he understood. And even after the loss, he still understood. Yes, it was not nice that, we ran at a very big loss, but we tried. And more than anything, unfortunately in business, there are no free lessons. There is school fees that you must be willing to pay if you want to stay in business. So you don't give up. That event, and I'll still continue because I know that it has the potential. I know the mistakes that I made, and I still believe that it's going to give me the returns that I need one day.
Awesome. I love your spirit. It's a good spirit, It's definitely something that we need to have everywhere in South Africa. We have a lot of young people that are coming up, having bright ideas. The economy is suffocating us, and we end up giving up on those ideas. So to hear such a story, it's really inspiring. But now let's go into a more special kind of topic. A beautiful lady like you, I mean, there's a lot of boys or men or madalas.
Okay.
Let's talk about that. Definitely, I refuse to believe there's no one who actually comes to you and say, look, Sylvia, I want to make you my wife, or I want to waste your time. But the question that I'm going to, how do you deal with that situation? Where you find yourself, this person comes to you with the promise of heaven and earth, and you're in a spot where you actually need them. And do you go for the offer, or you choose to say, no, you know what, I will continue to do me? How do you deal with that?
Maybe, I don't know if you can rephrase the question. What kind of
All right,
offer?
let's say I come to you right now. You come to me. You pitch your business. You need a sponsor, and I say to you, I can give you what you need, but in return, I need sex.
Okay. No, fortunately, I think it helps me that I'm a Christian. So I take myself and my spiritual journey very serious.
Yes.
So, and I believe that I'm where I am today, not because of a person, but because of God. So I think number one, that really helped me because, when I get, though it's rare that I'll get such offers, but if it happens, because fortunately those things, okay, I don't know, maybe in some people, but give me, I think as it figure direct,
Yeah.
but it figure indirect. So, and if the figure indirect, and then I'm able to maneuver around those things, because
So-
it's very sad that, yeah, sometimes you'll find this very old man that
Yeah.
you really respect, in the such offers.
Yeah.
But fortunately, I don't take such offers, number one. And number two, and it's what I normally tell the young ladies to say, don't be too desperate for business, because then you lose yourself while chasing money.
Yeah.
As much as, yes, we want money and all that, but you must have your values as a person to say, okay, I know, Guguti, these are my boundaries, this I can do, this I cannot do.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't help to live a life where you feel so empty and so dirty, and you can't even take the glory to God to say,
Yeah.
you know what, I did this because of God. You know, Mina, I've reached a point whereby whenever maybe I'm hosting an event and I'm praying, and sometimes maybe the ticket sales are not going according to my expectation and all that. But you know, when I pray, I say what Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego said. They said, siyathi kokuthi inkosi itosikhipha la mlilweni, but even if ayisikhiphi, so which means there is a possibility that even if I've prayed so much whenever I'm hosting an event, for the event to be a success, for me to make profit, but there is a possibility that I might not make a profit. So, but ngibana that thing yokuthi, but what I know is that there is a door that you are going to open, God, through this event, even if I may run at a loss, but the door that is going to open through this event, you know, yovala all the loss that I might have experienced. So, and that really helps me, because I remember when I was organizing these two big events, my health awards, and then, it was the most stressful time of my life, because it's two big events, you know, so you can imagine the sleepless nights. So, but I remember one day as I was reading my Bible, God gave me that scripture, Isaiah 46 verse 4-5, whereby he said, I will carry you to your old age. You know, I have carried you all along, and I will continue carrying you. Uthi lapha ku verse 5, there is no one that you can compare with me. So, and that scripture kept me going, because no matter the challenges that I faced, but I knew that God is carrying me, and that is why the burden was not so heavy for me, because I knew that he is definitely carrying me. So I think my relationship with God is what helps me to say no to such offers, because I know that God is my only provider. And if this sponsor says no because I can't give them whatever, I know that there is another one that will say yes.
Yeah. So basically, you somebody who has never been in a position would see you were tempted to take the other side of things, and then what about in a position where you find yourself, would see they sabotaging you? Have you been in such a position where it's okay, now you're doing this thing that you are doing, and somebody from the family sabotages you, or friends sabotage you, or somebody on the corporate sector that you need to be part of your business, they sabotage you?
Yeah, I vele in our industry, it's always there. It's always the shame. In our industry, it's always there. But I think what helps me, you must also pray for your enemies. You do pray for them. Gokuthi ngulungulu abaside. And fortunately, even if they try to sabotage you, maybe kwenteke either people bangeti ku-event or cause there's a lot that happens. So but the God that we serve uthole kokuthi kunjalo still he opens, a very very big door, because I remember it happened to one of the events, but it's one of the small events that I was organizing, because there are events maybe on social media, but there are others that you may not see, because it depends on the size of the event. So it was one of the small events. So, and very good concept. People were excited, and someone was telling the people that were supposed to attend, no one must attend this event. And now people were like, I unfortunately, it means we can't attend this event. So even when you give them free tickets, it's not a matter of money here. It's a matter of there's something. So even after offering them free, like complimentary tickets, someone said, no, we can't attend. But God being God, we managed to get other people to attend that event, and even if bathola complimentary tickets, but God being God, he opened a very big door that will make us travel the whole country next year. So yes,
what's in store for next year?
No, we managed to partner with this other company. It's in Joburg, so they host events nationally. So through that event, they managed to say, when they got the contract, they managed to say, you know what, we've never organized an event like this before. The only person that we see Gusi has organized this kind of event, it's you. We want to work with you. Ooh. So we'll be working with them throughout the country. So we'll be very busy, and that is why it's so nice to have a relationship with God, because you are able to see beyond the reality and what's in front of you, but you are able to trust that his ways are higher than other people's ways.
You know what? I'm speechless. Tell me this, Nam. The number one thing that I have right now in my mind is, why Vusi? Why particularly Vusi? I mean, this is Vusi.
Why not him?
It's hard to secure the man. And here you did it. The man, to get him to come into this space of Mpumalanga. He himself said it. He only came once before, right? And this was the second time. And to even come and pledge to start up an incubation hub in Mpumalanga. You did that. Why Vusi?
Okay, I think why Vusi? Vusi, that man, he's just amazing.
True.
And okay, when I was working for the corporate, I used to travel a lot. So traveling a lot meant I had a lot of time that I was spending on the road. So I would listen to his videos, and angeke ngifile even ukuthi le journey ilongakanani, because I would listen to his videos, and he really changed my mindset, because everything is about a mindset. So he really managed to change my mindset, and I told myself that, one day when I'm ready to launch this business conversations, because I started my conversations with Sylvia. So, but then I said, he'll be the first person that I'm going to host. Wow. So, years back, I think, since about 2015, 2016. So, I got addicted to his material, because I feel that he's one person that has really done so much in equipping himself, because there's nothing special about him, because I know that other people even namanje umasenda the event, but what's special about Vusi? Why is he so why is the ticket so expensive? But uma umlalela Vusi, you get to understand ukuthi building yourself as a brand is not easy. It takes time, it takes a lot of research and all that. He has done so much. So even if uya kucharger, yes, gonna ungeva buhlungu ukuthi she's expensive, but you know the worth.
Yeah.
You know that it's worth it.
Yeah.
So so you know that man is in many people's vision boards, including my vision board, including my kids' vision board.
Yes.
So because of the brand that he has managed to build, especially in the corporate space. So I think that's basically the reason, one of the reasons why we chose him, because personally he has helped me to be the woman that I am today when it comes to my business.
All right.
So it made sense for me to host this Negusi being the first guest speaker.
Awesome. Given what he pledged on the event, for the viewers at home, those who are keen to be part of the incubation hub, when is it starting? And how does one actually get to be part of it? Because I myself and the team will definitely want to be in that incubation hub. After all, we have seen its progress. It has produced tremendous results. So how does one get to be part of it, and when is the launch date?
Okay, so because njengoba usho ukuthi Vusi is a very hard man to get, so that is why even Nathi started the talks with him last year. So we were supposed to have it in March, and then March, then August, and then we managed to finally have it in November. So he's very busy. So that is why, since we had that event on the 25th, so we are only meeting him and his team tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. So that's where we will discuss in terms of the criteria and how we are going to roll out the project and everything, the launch date and all that. But I believe it will be early next year because we want it to go to build up towards the main event. So after tomorrow, then we will have an idea in terms of how we are going to go about it.
As for the team at home right here, we know we are signing up. Please, we're on the waiting list. No, given everything that you have achieved, it gets me to wonder how many other businesses that you do have or other programs that you do have besides Daisy events. How many others do you do?
Okay, I also have a company called Small.Blessed Consulting. So we do trainings. We are accredited to train food handlers on food safety. So nje labo mama laba pheka esibhedlela, correctional services, esikolweni, if they need like skills development, we are able to offer that, and even other trainings. And we also offer employee wellness programs. So in your company, employee wellness is critical for any company for it to grow. So we are able to organize everything from A to Z because companies, they differ. So we are able to offer those services whereby we'll organize your wellness day and bring all the people that you need at your wellness day. So that is the Small.Blessed Consulting. And then we also have the Health Excellence Organization. So that is the one that we use to host the annual Health Excellence Awards. So we've been doing that project for 5 years now. So it's a very good project that is very close to my heart because I believe that our healthcare professionals are less appreciated and they are doing so much and they are so demoralized and they really go through a lot. So that is why we decided to say, you know what, let us have something that will make sure that we appreciate the good work that they are doing. So I'm also a founder of the Health Excellence Organization. And then We also do medical events. So medical events are strictly for the medical professionals where we
Yes.
host we call them CPD symposiums. So it's an educational program that we have for different healthcare professionals in the province and in the country. We do both online and physical sessions. And then with daily events, we do the conferences, the award, like the Mpumalanga Sport Awards, we do them
Yes.
under daily events.
Yes.
Because the nice thing about us is that we don't only host our event, but you are also able to give us your idea and say, this is an event that I want to host, can you
Yes.
do it for me?
All
So we
right.
do everything from A to Z, from developing the documents, everything up to implementing the project, so that when on that day as a client you just relax and look this good and just entertain your guests. So
Yeah.
but we do all the runaround for you.
All right. Guys, if they say there's a powerhouse, I mean, this is a powerhouse. Given the many projects that you have, being a mom, and also finding time to ensure with all these projects actually they do succeed. I want to, just before we close, I want to go to a touching topic. I've seen different outcomes with this one. Some women, when they come out of it, they become something that not detestable in society. Some, they find that pain and grow from it. And you actually have chosen to grow. Coming from your marriage, as it happened, you did highlight a bit. Before I ask you that question, can you just, what led to the dissolution of your marriage?
I think when you are married, especially when you are young,
Yes.
you make your decision based on love and excitement, that you know what, I love this man. Yabona his beard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not realizing how will this beard help you? How will it add value in your life? Umangi mina sithembiso, sithatha ama-picture yathini ku-Instagram vele I know siyobangena, and it's okay, there's nothing wrong.
Yeah.
But now the challenge is that now when you grow and you find yourself, you find ukuthi then you outgrow each other.
Yeah.
And when now you've outgrown each other, you find that the marriage akusekho mnandi, yabona. And uthole ukuthi now niyazama loku naloku, but only to find that no, it's no longer working out, yabona. So that is why ngithi ngihlala ngisho to say the dangerous part about marrying young is that sometimes in shada before finding your purpose.
Yes.
And now kuba buhlungu when you find your purpose only to find that the partner that you have is not in line with your purpose, because then sekuba buhlungu, yabona ukuthi now it's either now you must forget about your purpose, compromise, or now say we are suffocated nakhona when you do that, or sekufanele ukuthi ni reach a decision gokuthi this is not working out. But also the sad part about marrying senibadzala is that it's not easy. It's not easy because now you have found your purpose, and obviously you want someone that will be in line with your purpose, and rare to find that person. So kunalogo, but ngiyolenzaba akuna right age when it comes to marriage. If kuba nenhlanhla ushada usase young and it works for you, then it's fine. Now khona if it happens gokuthi when you are old, then it's okay for you.
All right. So given with what you said, because I don't see a ring. Are you looking to get married, or is there a promissory situation happening?
Definitely, I'm looking at getting married again. Hey,
Mm.
kumnanzi emshadweni. It's
Uh-huh.
very nice, believe you me. It's very nice. And I'm looking forward to see one day God will just, bring that person, siyoba in line, and we will serve him together, because
Yeah.
there's nothing that is as beautiful as serving God together as
Yeah.
a couple. So I still believe in marriage. I believe that marriage is beautiful, and God wants us to, get married and be happy and just enjoy life, because kumnanzi nje to have
Uh-huh.
that person
Uh-huh.
utabe nje nyalo bese ngiyobe ngibuka sikhathi ukuthi so ngibuka ukuthi baby so ngihlalele laphayana uyangibuka ukuthi baby ceza phela, but nyalo I'm not bothered. I know there's no call leto uthi ngicela uceza kuphi. But jokes aside, yes, I will definitely get married one day. Ngiyabuyela egameni. Ngiyabuyela.
Gents, Neville Mus. Submit your CV. Make sure you know your story. You got your papers, because guys as lali la never fit to. If you don't know your story, it's not gonna work for you. One other thing, how can I put this one? In the next 5 years to come, where do you see yourself as a businesswoman that you are, and as a mom too?
Okay, so I see myself hosting very big events whereby companies will trust me with their big summits and conferences and conventions, and not only in Mpumalanga but in Africa, because not just in South Africa, because South Africa, that's the space I'm going in with 2024. So but in the next 5 years as a company, we should be hosting events,
All right.
internationally.
It's good that you have such a dream, and I believe you'll achieve it, because you've achieved a lot already. We have something that is in development here at Gain Ground. It's not yet fully functional, but it's in development. So will you be willing to pledge few of your hours to something that is coming up? Because Game Ground is not just about the podcast. We come here, we sit, we talk. Yes, somebody on the background gets to be inspired by what we are doing, by hearing your story. But we want to take it a step further to actually say this is what we're actually offering. We have a lot of young people who have ideas. We have a lot of young people who want to do things. So would you be able, when we call you, say, so Sylvia, we want you to pledge maybe 100 hours on certain something like this. I will not reveal it what it is, because it's still in development. So will you?
Mind you making it difficult for me, because because I won't know what it's all about. Because what if number one is something that is against my beliefs as a Christian? Yeah, but obviously it's not fair. The question is really not fair, because I think it's only fair if I know what it will be all about. Because because number one, I'm always willing and available to serve. And but it's very important for me to be honest with myself, and because I don't like disappointing people. So that is why in Kalangisho to say, okay, it's very important for me to understand the expectations at first before I can say yes. Because once I say yes, kuba difficult for me so I can't anymore. If I have promised you that it's a yes, it means I must make sure that it's a yes. So that is why for me the question I coffee, because when I and I mean I don't know, and now I must answer not knowing. Is it something that I'll be able to either have time for, or even have the competence to do? Because sometimes some of the things you may not be an expert to go, and gungaba right to umane recommend someone lo feel okay, you know what, this person is actually a better person to do this based on the expectations.
All right, to give you a clue, let's say, without giving much, let's say it's sort of a mentorship. Yeah, basically for the upcoming business young people that are out there, we'll have a few of them that will have and will need somebody to actually put hours in grooming them to become business people, businesswomen, businessmen, stuff like that. But I won't go into any details further than that.
Before they fire you, no?
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm going to be about to be fired. Okay. Yeah, iba difficult, ne? And the reason why it's difficult, njengoba ngishilo ukuthi number one, I'm always willing and available to serve. But now, ilona mentorship is deep. So, and in a different stages, yabona kokuthi okay, why is it? Because mina angithandi le mentorship yokokuthi kuba more like a professional meeting in a way. Kokuthi okay, we have a session mina nawe today, and then come banjani, and then we ask for maybe your frustrations and all that. Like it's not structured. It's like you just came, we had coffee, sachata, and then we are hamba ekaya. You don't even know. Okay, yes, it was nice. It was like a debriefing session.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there's nothing much long out of that mentorship session that we had. So that is why at the moment I don't have a specific program lengathi nginayo yelona ye mentorship, but when I do it, I want to do it in a structured way. Goguthi, I know that if Guguti send this mentorship from January to December, we should be able to know what we have achieved. We should be able to measure what we have achieved so that it be more like a professional coffee date.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, guys, thanks for answering because yasaba. She said yes. Okay, we have yeah. But listen. This is what it is, no? When we look everything in South Africa, politics run the show. And when I listen to you, it doesn't seem like the political side of it has actually affected you. In a few words, how do you deal with that?
I think number one, as young people, because I believe I was say young. I think as young people, it's important for us, and I think maybe that's what makes me look up to Vusi so much.
Yeah.
Because I believe that he has built his business in a way that aga depend on government for a business yake to run.
Yeah.
Because the government is dealing with so much, there's a lot, you know. So, but I think as young people, if we can structure our businesses in a way that with or without the government, we are able to survive, I think we will do better. So, and I think it's something that has helped me in business. Goguti, whenever I'm organizing an event, yes, I'll submit my proposals, and if it happens, Guti by support, it's a bonus. But if not, I still continue. I don't sit down and wait for the government maybe to support me, and maybe that is why my politics are going to affect much in my business.
All right. And one of the most crucial questions, 2024 elections, who's your winning party?
Sure. Yeah, that one is very difficult, and I know that it's being irresponsible. So, but I know it's an unfair question. I mean, but my vote is my secret.
No, the situation is dire. South Africa is heating up, even though we are not making much noise about it, but it's actually heating up. The rand manipulation, which just came out, that we found out, okay, one of the reasons we are having a hard economy in South Africa is rand manipulation. And another story that just happened not so long ago, about 100 million and something happened, and then there's other parties that are actually making promises. Some of them, they are delivering, it's an interesting time, And when you remember something about Tata Nelson Mandela, which he once said, when the current party does what apartheid did, we should do what we did to apartheid to the current party. Something like that. So I just want to hear your views on these matters, because I believe it's important the young people at home, they understand these things.
Okay, all right. Number one, angisho ukuthi I'm not big in politics.
Yes.
But number two, mina I don't think ukuthi yoke ibe khona iparty le better than the other.
Yeah.
Because it's like uma kuukuthi maybe lama CV bokuthi angene, everyone utoti presenter ngendlela le aqabanga ukuthi mina ngifuna kumove ngayo ukuthi I know ukuthi there's unemployment, there's this, everyone will just present themselves as if they will do better. And I don't think ukuthi ngasho ukuthi there is a better party. It's just that my wish is for us maybe as a country, I don't know, maybe to pray more for the people, because those parties are run by people, and it's the people that are messing up the country. It's the people that are doing this and that. I don't think it's a party per se, but it's a matter of leadership and the people that are there, because I believe that any party, as long as it has the right people that have interest to lead our country forward, as long as they have that, they can be able to do and service us well as a country, because it's in a person, it's not in a party.
All right. Interesting, that one. Would you say, should we South Africans move more to private sector, or should we still have hope with public sector that someday some things will be fine? From what you just said.
Yes, we should have hope and just pray for the good leaders.
All right. Now we're about to close it. What are the 5 things relating to business, starting and running a business, that you can actually lay out and say, this is, if you follow this, you'll actually succeed in your business?
Okay. So, number 1, do something that you love, that you are passionate about. Because if you are passionate about it, no one will push you.
Wait a minute. If Minengtanda Uchulia, should I continue and being passionate with
Yeah, you should, passion ngiyo leyo kwenda kuthi ebusuku uyadini, even after, and I think ukuthi passion, it has helped me a lot, because even after ngende i-loss ku-event today, but tomorrow I have new energy to organize another one.
Okay.
So passion, number 1. Number 2, be willing to learn through working, because sometimes these ideas, we feel that no, I don't want to work, I just want to push my passion and all that. But that thing doesn't work, because business is not easy. You need experience, and you'll only get experience if you are working. Yes, I understand unemployment rate is high in our country, but another thing is that people don't want to work, especially the young ones. They don't want to work. They just want to show up at work and get paid at the end of the month. So that's the sad part. So you must be willing to serve under somebody through working, because that's where you will learn the skills that you need. Being in a corporate space, it has helped me a lot, because things are done differently there. So it helped me the way I see things and the way I do things. And number 3, I would say, because personally I'm a Christian, so, and I've seen that working for me, have a good relationship with God. So I know goguthi vele as people, maybe snema beliefs way too lahlukahlukene, but this is what has helped me, because in business it's not easy sometimes to even make my decisions, but when you walk with God, he's able to guide you, he's able to show you things that bonge guti bone. He's able to carry you even so stress. He is able to show you beyond people. nje uyabona, he's able to give you wisdom on how to tackle issues, because the challenges that are there sometimes ungagcina give up or ushaye bantu. So but get the wisdom from God, and then you are able to see how to maneuver around that. And you said 5, ne?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe the fourth one is that find people that are in the same business mhlambe lo ufisa kuyenda as a person, so that ukhone kufunza from bona. And when you approach them, don't have the mentality yokuba competitor, because that's another dangerous thing that as people we do, especially the young people, would see if you see me organizing my events, so ufuna ukuba ngathi yeah, I mean I can do events better than Sylvia now, so ufuna kwenda whatever event, now you are taking my concepts and all that, because that doesn't work. But it's okay for you to also open an events business, but you can come to me so that I can share with you how I'm able to do it. So that we work together, because nami there are projects that comes and then feel this one, unfortunately I cannot do, because Axio target market yam anymore. But they used to end. But if there's this upcoming young person my events and all that, I'm able to easily say no, I'll refer you to this person. She will be able to help you. Yes, she's still new in the market, but I know that she will be able to deliver. So that's one thing that we should do. And number 5, let's invest in our growth. And because that is key. Good, see, when now you just because you have an idea and then you want to implement it, but you are not even equipping yourself. So you need to be intentional about equipping yourself, because begasasho lo munye athi yo le ticket love was 1.2. I shouldn't say no, but it's just 1.2. It's not a lot of money. As you know, but you are right, because umasibuga lama ticket etu emjaivo last year as much as you pay 150 maybe for that ticket, but you end up spending way more than low 1.2, because there's alcohol there, there's this and that, and at the end of the day we are fine. So but if you change your mentality to say, you know what, if there's an event, the ticket is 500, because it's my personal growth, and it's growth that will help me grow my business, I'm going to buy that ticket. I'm going to go there, buy books, listen to, because whatever that you listen to, share me, it plays a big role in your life, because it's social media. There's nothing wrong in social media, but what are you doing on social media? Because a lot of our young people are on social media, but who are you following? And whoever that you are following, are they adding any value in your life? How are they contributing in your growth? If you say you want to be in business and excel, good business, what are you listening to? Ungena ku YouTube, what material are you consuming? Because that will help you. So those are the 5 things that I believe we must master.
I get. That's straight to the point. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are listening, there's no excuse in this woman. She wakes up, she takes them mentally, and she does it, So whatever you do at home, remember to always just wake up, show up, do what you have to do, and never do the stuff that we actually do to procrastinate, And one thing that I loved about you were not mentioning anything that relates to being a woman that I can't do 1, 2, 3. You actually got up, you went, and you did it, and you're still doing it. To think next year you're going national and you have bigger plans to go even international. That speaks volume on its own. I wish the young women that are out there at home, they actually take note of that, because that is not worthy. And I have nothing more to say except any last words to abalaleli bitu nababukeli makhaya.
I never stop dreaming. No dream is too big. And I wish this podcast a success because I know that it's a very good concept, and I'm looking forward to ukuthi nibe a frequent guest. Ningathi ngikhuluma kakhulu, you must invite me again. So, but thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed this conversation. I thought ukuthi 30 minutes imningi, but ngiyabona ukuthi no,
Yeah.
basincishe lesikhathi labo bhuti labahleli lapha basincishe lesikhathi. It was not enough, but thank you so much. I really appreciate your invite. I enjoyed myself.
No, siyabonga kuba nawe lana sister. And above all, to everyone at home, this is Gain Ground, breaking bread and knowledge.
Amen. Usho inhliziyo yakho cishe yama ne. Cishe yama. Uthi this lady can talk ne. Is it an hour?